Alright people, welcome back to our next video. Alright guys, so Handheld Companion just got way better with this update, right? So the build is 0.22.2.8, came out about 2 days ago, as you can see right here, release date 2 days ago. So this update is like a quality of life update, right? So brings out some features, new features, and also fine-tuning a lot of the features that it had before. It's a lot smoother and a lot more user-friendly, right? I'm going to show you what they updated and what they changed, and then I'll go through Handheld Companion and show you what's going on in there as well, right? So if you look right here, it says updates bring a significant improvement, including a faster auto TDP responsiveness, enhanced layout manager with new input translation features, right? So it's smarter. The gyroscope got a lot better. So the calibration for the gyroscope got a lot better and faster as well. And they're saying all of this is for Legion Go, Rogue Ally, and the MSI Claw, right? So let's go down here. It says what changes, right? We have implemented a new power profile settings, CPU parking mode. I'll show you that in a minute, which provides a better granular control over the CPU scheduling, behavior, and hybrid architecture, right? So P/E core, and then it's just listing some stuff right here. And it's also saying, if you come down here, so we have introduced a revamped layout of manager UI, providing a cleaner interface, lower resource usage, and powerful new control mapping functionality. All right, so they fixed the mapping functionality, like when you're trying to remap your buttons and the controller and stuff like that. It's way faster, and you can also, I think you could also remap all the buttons for the desktop layout as well. They're just telling you right here what all the bugs that they fix on each device. So they fix some stuff on Legion Go, Rogue Ally X, and MSI Claw. So let me just jump into the app real quick and I'll show you what's going on. So one of the things that they fixed, guys, that was a big issue too, is closing and opening the app. Sometimes it will take a while to open up faster. Sometimes it don't, slow to open up, crashes and stuff like that. That's with that I've seen there's some fixes with that, right? So I'm gonna go through everything, guys. I'll show you what's going on for all my new people. If you guys don't know how to use it, I'll go through all the features, right? So if you come down here, the first thing I want to show you guys is go to notification. First thing is saying you could disable Legion space, right? So with this, if you hit this button, you could disable Legion space, and you could use this as your launcher off rip. So you don't gotta use Legion space if you don't want to. So you can disable it off rip for this. So there might be a conflict between some of the features with Legion space and Handheld Companion. So you can disable if you want. So let's go back up here, controller. If you come to controller, this way you could disconnect connected controllers right here. Change the vibration strength. You could turn on the vibrate controller when you connect it. You could hide controller and connection. And that's basically it for here. If you want to edit your desktop button layout, you could do it in here. This way you remap the buttons for the desktop layout. All right, so when you come to device, configurable power, CTDP override. So this is where you could overclock your CPU, right? So if you read down here, it says allow to modify the minimum and maximum power value TDP beyond the CPU specification, right? So if you turn it on, it's going to give you a warning that you might breach your warranty, or you might, if anything happens to your device by overclocking, you burn out your processor, your warranty is not going to be covered. So this is good, but you got to make sure you know what you're doing, guys, because once you come in here and start messing, overclocking it, your CPU, you might push it over the limit. You get what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you know what you're doing before you start doing that, right? So you got a battery charge limit right here. You can set it to whatever you want. You can turn it on and then set the battery charge limit to 80%, because over a period of time your battery start degrading, right? So if you charge it to 100% all the time, then your battery lifespan is going to start getting less and less. So if you do it to 80%, then your battery lasts a lot longer, if you get what I'm saying. So this is good to set it to a certain amount so that you're not overcharging it and your battery lifespan is a lot longer, right? So come down here, you got dynamic lighting. So this is for your lights around your thumbsticks. You could bring it down. You can see it go down. And you can also change the colors as well. Do whatever you want to do with it, you know what I'm saying? So the integration is a lot better than before. So with this update, guys, it's a well-needed update. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot more smoother than before, and it gets the job done now. Also, if you come down here, you see effects. You can also change the color to a specific color you want to. So customization is unlimited with Handheld Companion, guys. Unlimited. You almost have everything in here that you have in Legion Space and more. Only issue is your games. You're not seeing your games in Handheld Companion. That's the only problem. But then you have all your game launchers where you actually play your games from. They're all in your system as well. That's the only downside to Handheld Companion if you're not using Legion Space, if you get what I'm saying. Alright, so also if you come down to sensor option, this is where you calibrate your gyro for each controller, right? So you come in here, you can start calibrating it. You got to make sure you have it on a flat surface and it's going to calibrate for you and make sure everything is good. Alright, so now when you come to performance, you got maximum CPU count where you could adjust the cores, and then also you got thermal power TDP limit, right? So you can limit it as it says right here, limit processor power for less total power. So you can limit your system so that it doesn't go over a certain amount of TDP, right? But now if you go to auto TDP, you could set it. If you set a FPS, right? Let's say you wanna always hit like 40 FPS. If you set it to like 40 FPS right here, auto TDP, your system will boost up and down to make sure that you're always trying to hit that FPS, right? So this is good to have. You don't want to bring it all the way up here to 60 or 70 because most games, like bigger games, cannot hit that base FPS at 60, right? So if you're playing smaller indie games and stuff like that, you hit up to 120 FPS, stuff like that, then you could do that, right? So you want to set it to a certain amount where whatever game you're playing, you want to set it to that, and then it will try to hit that FPS. And now if you're using lossless scaling or AMD Full Motion Frames 2.1, then that would boost your overall performance and FPS and everything on your system while you're playing, right? So this is good to have, and it's automatically gonna hit it for you or try to hit it for you. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the best features I think with this software right here, auto TDP. If you scroll down, you could also mess with your CPU boost in here. You can enable it, disable it from here as well. Then you can also change your power mode as well to efficiency, performance, balance. Everything is in here, guys, just like on your flyout menu or in your Legion Space. Then this is one of the new features, CPU part mode. So set current CPU part mode. You could set it to whichever one you feel is best for you. So performance score only. So maximum performance, depending on what game you're playing, I would most likely go with this one, performance cores only for maximum performance, right? Also, you could set your fan mode. So change the power profile fan mode, because you could set it to software or hardware, right? Let's go to profiles. All right, so in profiles now, this is where you create a specific profile for whatever game or whatever situation you're in, right? So you create a profile and you can always switch to that profile whenever you want. And you can also do it on the flyout menu, which came out with the Handheld Companion software. Came out, I think, 2 updates ago. So I'll show you how to activate that and have that up and running as well. So you don't always got to open up Handheld Companion itself just to do that, right? So in profiles, you come here, you want to create a new profile. So global settings, you can mess with that as well. So you have all your graphics settings as well. You got your GPU scaling, radiant super resolution, AMD Full Motion Frames, and also integer scaling, image sharpening, and frame limit, right? So everything is in here, guys. Everything is in here. As I said, you create a specific profile for whatever game you're playing, and you can activate each features whenever you switch to that game or you start playing that game. You just switch to that profile, and all our features are there with you. You don't have to go in there and manually do it all the time. So you got motion controls. Also, if you come down, you see controller layout. You could also remap whatever buttons, guys. So this is one of the features that they said they revamp and make it more simple to use. So you got all your buttons in here. You can switch around anything you want and remap it to your liking, guys. You know what I'm saying? And if you come to hotkeys now, this is where you could create a hotkey for whatever, right? So it says summon quick tool window. I set it for R5 click. So once I click R5, it will open up my quick tool, right? So let me just do that right now for you so you guys can see. R5 is that button in the back right here behind the right controller. So once I press that, it open up my quick menu, right? I'll show you that in 1 second. You can set hotkey for whatever you want. So let's say you want to make a new hotkey, right? You would create a new hotkey. Come here. Pressing that. You can function, keystrokes, executable. You can functions. Then you could choose whatever you want in here. right? So you could increase terminal power limit, display touch keyboard. So whatever you want to do, guys. So once you set the hotkey for that button, whenever you press it, it just automatically open up that feature for you, right? In about, there's nothing here. Just listing you this whatever system you have and telling you what's going on with your system, right? If you come to settings, this is where you want to check for updates. You could auto start the application as well. If you disable Legion Space, recommend you put this on auto start so that whenever you boot up your system, it automatically start up. And there's a couple more features in here you can mess around with, like customizing the app itself, changing the color and stuff like that, guys. It also comes with River Tuner as well once you download the software. All right, so now let me show you guys the quick tool, right? So once again, let me just close out application. If you press the back button, that's what I set it for, you open up the quick tool. So this is like your fly up menu, just like Legion Space menu, right? Everything you did in the application is here as well. So if you set a profile, you can change it in here to whatever profile you want to switch it to. But in device, you see your resolution that you're running at, your screen refresh rate, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, nightlife, your fan speed override. You can do that as well in here. See that? And start going crazy. Dynamic lighting, turn off and on. And the profiles, again, this is where you get all your profile stuff that you set up in the application itself. So if you, whatever profile you set up, if you limit the FPS for a specific game, and here, this is where you come and change it. If you have auto TDP on, you switch to that profile in here. Overlay, so showing your FPS and some stuff you might need while you're playing a game. So you could open this up while you're playing the game and you see your FPS running right here, guys. Then you got application. So that's basically it for that. So this fly up menu right here, it's been a great tool for Handheld Companion. Great tool. As I said before, Handheld Companion is a great software to have, guys. A very good software to have in your system. So you could disable Legion Space if you want, up to you. But as I said, if you leave it on, as they said, it might be conflicting with certain features or whatever you're trying to do. Both softwares might be conflicting with each other, right? That's basically it. But this update right here, well needed update. Everything is more fluent, smoother, and working a lot better than before, guys. So if you're a Handheld Companion type of person and you've been using Handheld Companion, get this update right now. I'm telling you, do it. So that's basically it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and remember what I always say, health is wealth, peace and love. I'm out, guys, and hit that like button if you like what I'm posting, guys, and sub to the channel for more awesome content, guys. I'm out.